Hello everyone. In this class, we are going to learn about cost object and cost driver. First, we will learn cost object. It means what? Here, a cost object is anything for which a company wants to measure and track cost. A cost object is anything means it can be a product or any service or a project, department, customer or any activity that incurs cost, for which a company that wants to measure and track the costs. Here it is very important to track costs to the company. Why? Because then only it can analyze its profitability. See here, businesses use cost objects to allocate costs effectively and analyze profitability. Suppose here we can take a product for which we will means company it wants to measure and track the cost. So this product that is called as cost object, or any project, that project we will call it as a cost object. Here I will explain this cost object through one example. See here, a specific project in a construction company. A specific project in a construction company means this project, for this project company that wants to measure and track the costs. So this specific project we have to consider it as a cost object. Clear? See here, suppose a construction company is building a residential apartment complex. Okay, so here see first example. Suppose a construction company it building a residential apartment complex. Okay, residential apartment complex. So this residential complex, this is a project for the construction company. So this project that is known as cost object. This project that is known as cost object. Clear? So here this project is a cost object because the company needs to track the cost and measure the profitability. So here what are the costs it will incur? For example, company that wants to track material cost. Material cost means cement or any steel, bricks, etc. So these all are involved in the material cost. And second one, take it as a labor cost, means wages of the workers and engineers. Next one, third one is equipment cost. Equipment cost. Equipment cost. It means what? Cranes or any bulldozers. Okay, so these are the examples of equipment cost. Clear? So, and take subcontractors cost, means any electricals or plumbing. Okay, these are the works involved in subcontractors cost. And administration and overhead cost means any permits, project management. Okay, so fourth one is company they wants to track subcontractors cost, means electricity. Okay, next one, fifth one is administration and overhead cost. Administration and overhead cost. Okay, so these all are the costs the company wants to track or company needs to track. These all cost means material cost, labor cost, equipment cost, subcontractors cost and administration and overhead cost. Okay, so here by identifying the apartment complex as a project, means this apartment complex a project, that one we have to treat it as a cost object. So here the company it can calculate the total expenses and compare them with the budget and determine the profitability. So here our main cost object is the project, means that residential apartment complex is a cost object for the company. Here company that needs to track material cost, labor cost, equipment cost, subcontractors cost and administration and overhead cost, and it has to analyze the profitability after incurring all the expenses, or after totaling all the expenses. Company needs to determine its profitability. Okay, so this is one example, and next we will take one more example. For example, a department in a hospital. A department in a hospital means the department we need to treat it as a cost object. Here the department in a hospital, that has to be treated as a cost object. So second example is a department in hospital. For example, here take the example of cardiology. Okay, cardiology, this is the department and this one we have to treat it as a cost object. This is the cost object. Clear? So here the hospital that tracks cost. What we have to do? We means this cardiology is the cost object. Here the hospital tracks the cost related to cardiology department, such as salaries of cardiologists and nurses. Okay, and second one, cost of medical equipment. For example, ECG and machine heart monitors. Okay, these are the examples of medical equipments. And third one is medicines. And supplies used in heart treatments. And next one, administrative and facility cost. Administrative and facility cost allocated to the department. So by treating this cardiology as a cost object, the hospital, it can analyze its expenses and set appropriate service charges and evaluate its profitability. Clear? Like here residential apartment complex. Here this department in a hospital means this cardiology, we have to treat it as a cost object and we have to track all the costs and we need to determine its profitability. Clear? So this is the second example. Now we will see the third example, that is a customer in a service-based business. Customers in a service-based business. It means what? A customer in a service-based business, it can be a cost object because business track and allocate cost for serving individual customers or clients. Okay, here we will take the example of law firm. Here we have to treat law firm as a cost object. Here a law firm, it provides legal services to different clients, right? Each client means the customer is a cost object. Each client is a cost object here. Each client is a cost object. Clear? And because the firm tracks, here the firm needs to track which type of cost. For example, attorney fees. It means time spent by lawyers on client's case. Attorney fees. And second one is administrative costs or any administrative costs. For example, any take paperwork, okay, or any documentation. Okay, these are the costs incurred in administrative cost. Included in the administrative cost. And third, take court fees. Means expenses related to filing cases. And fourth one is overhead cost. means office space or utilities or technology used for the clients. So by treating each client here as a cost object, the firm it can determine how much it costs to serve them and ensure appropriate billing. Okay, so here, so these are the examples of cost object. For example, a specific project in a construction company, department in a hospital, and customer in service based business. Means here company it has to track all the cost and analyze the profitability. So each product or service, department, customer or any activity that incurs cost, that one we have to treat it as a cost object. So a cost object is anything for which a company it wants to measure and track costs. So here I will take one more example. For example, imagine a restaurant that offers different menu items such as pizza, burgers and pasta. Okay, each dish can be treated as here cost object, means pizza, burgers and pasta. We have to treat it as a cost object because the restaurant it needs to track the cost of ingredients, preparation and labor for each item separately to determine the pricing and profitability. Okay, clear? So this is about cost object. I hope this cost object concept is clear to you all. Okay, so next we will move to the next topic, that is cost driver. Clear? So what does it mean? A cost driver, it is a factor that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Cost driver means it is a factor that causes or influences a change in the cost of any activity. It means what? It means here, for example, take labor hours. It means what? Here in labor hours means here wages increase as more hours are worked. It means a worker, if he works more hours, then his wages will also increase. Means here labor hour it is a cost driver. So it is a factor that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Means here if an worker works more labor hours, then he is able to earn more wages. Means there is a change in the cost of an activity. Company has to give more wages to that worker. And second example is machine hours. For example, more machine usage that leads to the higher electricity and maintenance cost. More machine usage that leads to higher electricity and maintenance cost. It means if the company it wants to produce more production, then automatically the usage of the machine it will be more, and that leads to higher electricity and maintenance cost. Means here this is machine hour. It is a cost driver. So that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Clear? And third one is number of units produced. Number of units produced. It means what? Direct materials and labor cost rise with production. Number of units produced, it means if the company that wants to produce more units, then direct material cost will increase and labor cost will also increase. Means if we want to produce more units, then we need more direct materials, right? And we need more labor cost. It means if we want to produce more, we need more workers. And we have to pay at the same time we have to pay the wages also. Means labor cost will also increase. Means number of units produced. This is another cost example of the cost driver that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. And fourth example, number of purchase orders. It means what? More orders means what? More orders means higher procurement cost. Okay, more orders means higher procurement cost. So, number of purchase order, it is another cost driver that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Clear? So, these are the factors. For example, labor hours, machine hours, number of units produced, number of purchase orders. These are the example of cost drivers. So, these are all the factors that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Okay, this is about cost driver. But here cost object, it means what? Here cost object, it means it can be a product or service or customer or any project or department. For that we have to track the cost and analyze or determine the profitability. Okay, but in the cost driver, that is a factor that causes or influences a change in the cost of an activity. Means if there is more number of units the company wants to produce, at the same time raw material cost will also increase and labor cost will also increase. So this is a factor that influences a change in the cost of an activity. So these are the differences between cost object and cost driver. Clear? I hope these two concepts are clear to you all, that is cost object and cost driver. If you have any doubts, please leave a comment. Thank you.